Do you feel like you should be hitting the ball further? Do you feel like your iron should be carrying 10, 15, maybe even 20 yards further? Feel like your tee shots are just not getting the distance like you want? Well, in this video, I'm gonna discuss 3 things you can change in your golf swing or add to your golf swing to create more speed. It is the fastest way that I've used to create speed with my clients. It works every single time. They're very simple to add. It doesn't take much training to add these things. They're small things, but they make a massive difference in your ability to create speed. If you're interested, continue to watch this video. Let's do this. Welcome to episode 7 of the Wade Filling Game Golf Show, where I'm here to teach you unmatched strategies to lower your scores, enjoy the game more, and build epic practice plans so you can shoot your best scores. Today, let's cover everything you need to know about creating more speed in your golf swing with my 3 simple tips. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through 3 swing changes, small swing changes. They're very simple changes to create more speed in your golf swing. It's the width in your backswing. We're gonna talk about how to do that. We're gonna talk about a heel, how to deal with your lead heel, and then we're gonna talk about making sure you finish your golf swing. It's really gonna help increase your speed. Let's jump into the video. What robs people the most on speed is when they use too much of their arms. They're not getting their big muscles involved. There's not enough rotation, and there's just too much work with their upper body and with their arms and with their wrists, and they're not incorporating the entire motion of the body. So what I want to do is let's discuss the first part. So the first part is creating width. So creating width is, let me do a split view here. Creating width is the distance between the hands and the legs here. And the only way we can create width is by keeping the arms straighter. And the only way we can keep the arms straighter is we have to turn the chest more. So instead of taking it back with their arms and getting really narrow, which most people do, is they take the club back and they bring it back to the arms and they swing back through. We actually want to create more width by turning our chest more, by keeping our arms straighter, and creating a bigger angle in between the hands and the hips. That's going to allow us to get a lot of width and a lot more shoulder rotation. And then to compound that, the better we take your right hip and it moves backwards, along with getting the width, the better turn we're going to make. Just like this. Okay? And then what we do is we go to the top of the swing and we make a big full hip turn, nice wide arc at the top so we have a lot of width. The hands are really far away from the body, and that's gonna give us more room for speed. So let me pull up TrackMan here. I'm gonna do a little split view here. And I'm gonna hit a couple shots. I'm gonna show you the kind of speed I can create just using my arms, and then the kind of speed I can create using more of my body. So if I just use my arms, so I'm gonna take it back to my arms and swing through with my arms, you're gonna see a club head speed of 79 miles an hour. Okay, let me hit one more with my arms. So taking it back with my arms, through with my arms, 75 miles an hour, okay? Now, excuse me, if I wanna really increase that club head speed, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to create more width. I'm going to get wider here. I'm gonna drive this hip backwards. I'm gonna make a bigger turn. So here we go. So nice and wide. Went up to 83, went from 75 to 83, so gained about 4 or 5 miles an hour club head speed there just by creating more width. Let's do it one more time here. So I'm gonna make a big wide arc here, make sure I turn that hip out of the way, so wide, wide, wide. And through. 85.9, so I'm still getting warmed up a little bit, so I'm able to hit a little further. So just by adding more width and rotation to the backswing, I'm able to create more speed on the downswing. So the second thing you can do to create more speed is let's talk a little bit about the lead heel and how we can leverage that lead heel to generate a little bit more power. So you can see that I have 85 miles an hour on the screen right there. And if I want to gain a little bit more club head speed here, then what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to take the lead heel, okay, and I'm actually gonna let it slightly come off the ground. I don't wanna pick it up off the ground. I don't want to sway. All I'm asking you to do is to physically just lift it off the ground, because the move we're gonna feel in the downswing is a stop. It really gets the body moving. It really gets the motion coming into the ball. It's a great move. But all we're doing is slightly lifting it off the ground, maybe about a half an inch to an inch off the ground. It's not much. And you're gonna be able to see, when I switch back to TrackMan split view here, that I'm actually gonna be able to create a little bit more speed because I'm picking that foot up off the ground, and now I have a little bit more leverage. So I'm gonna make a wide turn here. Okay, 87. See, I gained another 3 miles an hour club head speed right there because I was able to pick the heel off the ground, and now I had something to drive into the ground there. So like I said, it doesn't need to come up much. It's just more of a trigger to start the downswing. So really nice and wide here. Big hip turn and swing through. Felt maybe a little slower, but 88, it wasn't slower. So just with that alone, I was able to create 4 to 5 miles an hour more club head speed. So just those two things alone. And the final thing I'm gonna say is I think it's really important that you finish the golf swing. And so what I mean by that is, let me go back to split view here, is a lot of golfers, when they swing hard, they hang back like this, right? They hang back and then they get stuck and then they throw their arms and they don't get their body involved. So I think it's really important that we make sure we swing all the way through to a full balance finish, because I believe the golf swing is a passive motion through the ball. It shouldn't be a strike at the ball. It should be a passive motion through the ball all the way to the finish. So if I apply all 3 of those principles, now work really hard on width, turn, heel stop, and then finishing the golf swing, I'm gonna be able to generate a ton of speed. So nice and wide here, all the way to full balance finish. 86 miles an hour. I didn't gain much speed because I already finished my golf swing really well, but a lot of people that hang back don't generate enough speed. So I'm gonna attempt to try to hang back here and just throw my arms at it. So I'm gonna do the first 2 things right, but the last one I'm not. So here we go. Nice and wide, big turn. So you can see I kind of hung back there, and you can see my club head speed dropped. But then if I make a nice wide turn, just like that, nice wide turn, a lot of width, a little bit of heel up, and then I stomp that heel, and then I finish that golf swing, that club head speed is gonna come right back. So here we go. Nice and wide, big turn. I feel like I produced a ton of speed there. 88.5 miles an hour. That is a lot of speed, just so you can see what happened there. There's that speed number right there. Definitely created a lot of speed there. So guys, it's pretty simple to follow those steps. Just work on the width, work on making a bigger hip turn, work on getting that heel just slightly off the ground, and then finish your golf swing. If you want to take this further and you really want to have more of a plan to follow, below I have a link you can click on that's going to give you a guide. It's going to give you a PDF guide. There's a video as well if you want to watch a video, but there is a PDF guide that's going to walk you through a practice plan to develop these movement patterns and these new moves in your golf swing so that you can create more speed. It's really easy to follow. If you want to follow that, it's going to help you a ton. If you have any more questions, let me know. See you in the next video. Peace.